Hello, Jack Middleton, the Empowered Vegan here, and in this video, we're making tofu turkey. Now, some of you out there have had a traditional tofurky. You've had it many times. You actually dread it. So maybe you've had a tofu turkey before. Maybe you've actually resigned yourself to tofurky every holiday meal. Well, I gotta tell you that if that's the case, or if you're looking for a replacement for that oh so coveted traditional animal turkey that you've had for years, then this is going to be the video for you. Now in this video, we're not just gonna do a tofu turkey. I will show you how to do a tofu turkey and I will show you how easy it is, but I will also show you how to make an incredibly easy, delicious vegan gravy and my cranberry sauce, which I have been told is off the hook. So the first thing that we're gonna start with is the tofu turkey. So really important for this recipe, you need to make sure that you are getting extra firm tofu. You need to get the firmest tofu that you can find. So when we start preparing our tofu, you're going to want to use a food processor. If you do not have a food processor, you can use a high-powered blender. I have made this recipe in my Vitamix and it does work. If you have a food processor, that's the ideal. It's so much easier and it will just kind of take care of itself. So what you'll do is you'll open up your packs of tofu and then you'll crumble them up. So crumble them up into the bowl. Once you've got them all crumbled up, you can put 1/3 of the tofu into the food processor and then you can run that. You know the tofu is done once it has formed its own kind of ball. It's like, comes out like a tofu ball. Once that's done, take it out and do your next 2 batches. When you have that finished, you'll have your tofu balls in a bowl and then you're gonna put in all your seasonings. And the next step is you're gonna lay out parchment paper, a nice big sheet of parchment paper. And then you're gonna spoon the tofu turkey mixture onto that parchment paper into kind of like a log shape. And the next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna roll the parchment paper over and start shaping it into a log. Once you've got it slightly resembling a log shape, then you're gonna twist up both ends and kind of push it together so that they're not tapered on the end. You want the log to be as even as possible so that it will cook evenly as well. Once you've got it into that nice log shape, you're gonna take your marinade and you're going to spread that all over the log. It's okay if a little bit pools in the bottom, not a big deal, but you don't want to drench it. Then you're gonna roll it up and then twist both ends until you get the log nice and tight. Put it onto a baking sheet and you're gonna bake it in the oven on 350 for 1 hour. Okay, so while our tofu turkey is in the oven, we're gonna get our other stuff ready to go. What we're gonna do first is we're gonna do the cranberry sauce. Super, super simple. Just add all of your ingredients to one pot. Stick it on the stove on high and you're gonna bring it up to a boil. Once it comes up to a boil, you can drop it down to a simmer for about 15 minutes or so until it becomes nice and sticky. Okay, now that you've got your cranberry sauce on, the next thing we can do is the gravy. What we're gonna do first is we're gonna chop up a couple things. So you're gonna chop up your onion, your garlic, and your herb. Now, when it comes to herbs for this recipe, I say you can use 3 tablespoons of any herbs, and then I give you some suggestions. I recommend using woody herbs like thyme, savory, marjoram, rosemary, sage, anything like that are gonna be great in this recipe. So you can play around with it, use whatever you want. The reason I put that in is because not everybody can find savory, not everybody can find marjoram. Sometimes the store doesn't have rosemary. So if you were making this gravy and you go to the store and there's only thyme there, just use only thyme. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. I don't want you to feel like a prisoner in this recipe. So once we've got those chopped up, we're gonna saute them. You might be thinking, whoa, 1/3 of a cup of olive oil? That's way more oil than I need to saute these onions. But I promise you, you will see why it's necessary. Once your onion and your garlic have been cooked down, you can add your herbs. And once those herbs start to smell really aromatic, you can add in the rest of your seasonings. Then what you're gonna wanna do is add your flour into the mix. Now this is where the oil that you put in at the beginning becomes really important, because what we're gonna be doing right now is we're creating an aromatic roux. And what that means, it's fancy chef term for we're creating a thickening agent, so when we add the liquid, it will become thick as we heat it up. That's what's gonna give this gravy its thick, hearty texture. So why do we have miso and tamari in this gravy? For those of you who don't know, they have a very strong umami profile. And what that basically means is that they're very savory ingredients. So they're kind of the cornerstones of this gravy because they're bringing that richness, that savoriness, that satiety to this sauce. And then we're gonna add our stock. So add in your stock, keep it on the burner, turn the burner up to high, and as it starts to bubble and boil, it's going to thicken up. At this point, you don't really want to leave the stovetop. You want to stay with it. Use a wooden spoon to scrape the bottom of the pan and keep it moving while it thickens up. Okay, so it's been about an hour. Let's pull that tofu turkey out. When you pull it out, you're gonna unwrap it and you're gonna see what it looks like on the inside. It should have formed good shape. It should look just like this. Nice and firm, solid, and you'll see that it's got some of that marinade baked into it. What you're gonna do is you're gonna unwrap it, you're gonna brush it with the marinade again, and you're gonna stick it back in the oven for another half hour. Now let's pull that turkey out of the oven and check it. Damn, that looks nice. Look at that color. Look at this log. You also have the option to break this up into 2 logs, make 2 smaller logs when you're cooking it off. If you wanted to cook one day and then cook the other one the next day, if you had 2 separate functions to go to. Let the turkey sit out for 5-10 minutes, just let it cool a little bit so that you can handle it, and then transfer it to a cutting board and start slicing into it. Now you have a solid main base for your Thanksgiving dinner that you can build up with sides and other dishes and desserts around this. But what I've given you in this video is your core. You've got your turkey, you've got your gravy, you've got your cranberry sauce, and if you watched last week's video, you've got your stuffing. If you haven't watched last week's video, I highly recommend it. It will be a beautiful complement to this turkey, and you can feel free to smother that stuffing in gravy, in the cranberry sauce. It all goes great together. So this is my Canadian Thanksgiving gift to you. If you're in America, you hold on to this recipe until it's your Thanksgiving, whatever that is, and you can do it then. If you like this video, like it. If you have something to say, comment down below. And if you haven't already, subscribe, because there's a lot more delicious things coming down the pipeline for you. That's it for this video. Have a great Thanksgiving, and I will see you next week.